there we are.
We are here.
What do you think what do you think of this vibe?
It's giving like gothic.
Okay.
It's kind of like the people that were upbeat in the. It's like the hippies dancing at the cathedral in the 70s.
I'm getting heavy makeup, but like 80s emo, where it's like they still wore bright colors, but they were so like everything was a real statement.
Yeah, before you could post on the internet.
Yeah, like Ricky Gervais when he was a singer. I don't know if you ever seen that. Yeah, he used to be a pop singer before he ever became a comedian, and that didn't pan out for him. Like imagine I'm like.
Yes.
Something like that.
Showmanship.
Yeah. So how you been this week?
It's been all right. Just trying to get back into the groove of things. What about you? What is life entailing?
Well, it's the beginning of the week, so why are you even asking? Let's see. Work was a bummer. Nothing happened. I was really bored for the last hour. I'm like, man, I really don't have anything to do, and there's people around me with stuff to do, and I'm just like, what should I do? Should I just take work? I guess I should take more work. But I don't know. I always figure, like, why don't people just give it to me?
Because they prefer a person who takes. That's what I've realized.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that happens to me.
Because society has triggered you, man. You're supposed to not want to take anything, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
what was I thinking?
You're not supposed to want to change anything. You'll have nothing and you'll like it. Or is it you'll own nothing and then you'll like it?
At this point, it sounds like probably a better idea.
What, not owning something?
Yeah. That's where things are going now. But that's pretty pessimistic. Oh, man.
Have you seen those like small, like tiny homes?
Yeah.
You know how much they're selling them?
Like 60?
Oh, like I think like around 20, like 14 to 20, I think, depending on where and who you get from. Yeah. You should do that. You should sell tiny homes.
I should sell tiny homes.
Yeah.
All right. Why?
Because you know the pain of not owning your own big home, so you could probably advocate to the people your age, being like, "Hey, empathize with you. I know you can't afford home. Neither can I, but I have tiny home." And then it's like,
yeah. And then there's those tiny home enthusiasts. I think they're hilarious. I couldn't do that. I mean, depends on how tiny is tiny.
Right. If we're talking like a series of like 40 by 40 tiny homes underground and nobody knows where they're at and they're all connected and it's like a giant compound, that's what I'm trying to be.
Actually, I'll be okay with 2.5, put in measurement of the storage units that they go in cargo crates.
Yeah,
like
those
2.5, I could deal with that.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I want miles of those.
I'll make a tunnel out of those.
Yeah, like in Rambo, like that last one they did. They didn't have to make it, but they made it.
They made I'm not surprised they made another Rambo.
I think it's called Last Blood.
I have not watched. I actually haven't seen a single Rambo movie.
Imagine the people coming to John Wick, not John Wick going out there.
Funny you mentioned John Wick. I was thinking about how we had movies like The Equalizer prior to John Wick, and none of them really took off like John Wick did. Maybe Lethal Company, not Lethal Weapon. I was gonna say Lethal Company. I was thinking Lethal Weapon. Die Hard is an example of a skilled shooter. What's another It's another action-packed movie. There's been plenty with Jason Statham where he plays some agent.
Oh, it's
sometime.
it's like the driver or something.
Yeah.
Oh God,
It's always something like that. This
is a terrible take, by the way. We just can't even. The transporter. That's what
the
it is.
transporter.
The transporter. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, those were good. I mean, I don't know, man. Keanu Reeves is good. That's the thing.
I think it's just more so the choreography. It's like almost non-stop action. Like it'll be like 15-20 minute scenes of just like go.
Yeah. But that's what we want.
Yes, that is what we want.
We don't want to watch the villain monologue. Like even when the villain in that movie is monologuing, he's talking about how terrified he is of the main character.
Yeah.
He's like, oh God, it's not the fact you killed his dog.
I'll never forget like the first one where he's looking at some, you fucking
idiot.
What the fuck?
He like punched him in the stomach and made him throw up.
Yeah.
Hit him so hard.
And his son's just like, what do you mean, man? He's just a guy. He's like, no, he's not just a guy. I saw him kill 3 men with a pencil.
Yeah, see, that's why we like John Wick. Because they hyped him up, and then he brought the receipts.
Yes. Remember in John Wick, was it 4? Yeah, it was 4, where he fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Dude, I could not believe how long that fall was. And then we did it again.
Dude, just when, even in that scene we were talking about, where he's like hammering the concrete to like exhume like his tomb.
Yeah.
Because he put John Wick away with Baba Yaga. Still crazy. See, but like you can't. The only person you're ever gonna hear talk about Die Hard like that is Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that's a character.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's a character. I've never heard more details about Die Hard than from Andy Samberg playing Jake Peralta. That's it. That's the only reason I watched Die Hard, because he was so enthusiastic about it, and I was like, so good about it. And then I watched it. I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
I've never seen it.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
it is.
I gotta watch it. I've actually only ever seen Live Free or Die Hard.
Okay.
That was the only one I've seen. And
I also forgot they made like a bunch of them after the third one.
They made a shit ton.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, man.
I showed Caitlin that during last Christmas, and she was like, "It was pretty good."
Yeah, I've only heard great things about it, and it's got like this kind of this battle tower kind of thing going for it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not the first of its kind, but it's I watched this.
Tower.
I watched this anime recently. Not recently. It's been 6-7 months now. And I'm just gonna shut up now because I can't remember the title.
Okay.
It was like Deadly Scrolls or Dead Scrolls. Basically, an old ass anime that was made in the 80s. It was a movie, and it just follows this guy who has to kill like all these like elite villain leaders to get to the main guy. And the director was heavily inspired by Die Hard. Yeah.
Not surprising. I also blinked. Django was really good. I really liked Django Unchained. That's one of Tarantino's.
Yeah, that's really out of left field, dude. What are you doing? We're talking about John Wick. Come on, stay on top. Stay on top.
Is Django not John Wick?
No,
Why? Why is he not? Does he miss?
It's because he's. No, it's because. I guess he kind of is. I don't see him as that.
It's because he was a slave.
Yeah,
you don't see ascension like that.
No, it's just retribution and getting what he wants.
Yeah.
Finally getting what he wants. Brunhilde. I remember that.
It's powerful.
It is powerful.
Yeah.
But it's not like, man, killing spree, tactical mission. I am like the best shooter in the Wild Wild West. Though he is very, very talented.
He said he is that 1 in 10,000.
He did?
He did say that. That was so like the whole point was when Leonardo DiCaprio becomes like interested in Christopher Waltz and Jamie Foxx because they're like slavers, or like Mandingo owners. They want to get in the games. He got interested in them and he started hearing their story. He's like, "Bright boy, you use one of them 1 in 10,000, you know." Talking about how he's like he's like a black slaver, and like the way he talked to Leonardo in that scene was like what triggers the interest in him. And then to see the fact that he was able to take over Candyland, which is one of the largest plantations, took it over, monologued the whole time too, and then killed a bunch of people, and then blew the fucking house up, and then walked off with his woman and her papers, signed documentation that this woman is free.
Yeah.
On some crazy shit. I don't know. I've seen that movie way too many times to like not think of different ways to look at it.
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times on it, but I never dove into it. Never tore it apart.
You know what's insane? Look at the perspective of Mr. Candy's sister. Your brother just came home from Mandingo fighting in Mississippi. A bunch of slaves came in. You had all these issues with the house and stuff. All right, we're taking them in. We're going to have fun. Party time. They ate. They talked. They did a bunch of shit. All of a sudden, you get sent away. You come back. This girl got blood and glass in her face. The table's messed up. You got the security guy with the gun on everybody. And she's like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, they fucking start slaughtering each other. And she's like running around. She had to plan her fucking brother's funeral. Everyone in that died, the security, all of them get burned and buried or whatever. She had to deal with the house and bullshit. And then they come back from the funeral. She walks in the house. The motherfucker who was blowing shit up is back in the top second level, wearing your brother's clothes, smoking your brother's pipe, hat and everything. And then you get blown out the fucking water because he shot you before he let the servants go because they were black.
That's crazy.
So many different angles you can look at that movie. Everyone's got like a small story.
She's like, to her, she's just going to completely blindside her. Her way of life is completely destroyed.
Yeah, devastated. They owned a huge cotton plantation, slave in the slave market, gone.
Yeah. Huh.
All in one night, and it took one black person to destabilize that whole thing.
And so in her eyes, and it's pretty easy to empathize with her that Django is the villain.
Yeah, of course. That's why he gets put on the bounties. People start looking for him.
It's kind of crazy how we can glorify some of the most terrible characters.
We do that with the Joker a lot. Not saying the Joker's a terrible character, but you can really dive into his perspective.
Yeah, it's suspiciously grounded.
That's true. We all have a crazy person inside of us. How hard are you gonna control that?
Yeah.
How hard do you want to control that? The Joker in his character, all the like added layers of debacle and bullshittery that's been put on you. It's like that thumb pressing on your neck. How long are you gonna let it press on you? And then this motherfucking blowing buildings up, nuclear bombing Metropolis.
Yeah.
The comic where he kills Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And then Superman's just like, I'm taking over the planet, Viltrumite style.
I am done. I have given this place way too many chances.
That's also a terrifying thought. It's
Yeah.
like evil Superman.
Those stories always do a lot better than the story of Superman just being a good guy, because he's a flat character. He's not very interesting.
I think when you add Lois Lane into it, that's where Superman, I think, as a character, like multi-dimensional, comes out.
Okay, I have a counter view.
Because I watched the Lois Superman and Lois show,
Right.
and that was very much like, oh shit, you don't realize that Superman, because of his ability, he can just be almost anywhere when he wants, but he's like neglecting his family, trying to save the world. And like where it starts in the story, he's got twin boys. They're 15 and they're sick of it, to the point where they have to leave Metropolis and move to Smallville. So like,
Do they also have powers?
eventually.
Okay.
So it's a 4-season series on the CW. The twins, the very complicated one who had to be put on like benzos because his like mental state was crazy. He's the first one to show powers. The other one was like star football player. I got the hot girlfriend. I'm popular.
Oh, there's that duality there.
Yeah. So when they moved to Smallville, bumfuck nowhere, your brother who has had mental issues his whole life first of all, you find out your dad's Superman. That's why you moved, because he's trying to help, raise the family. He's neglected you guys. Then your brother gets superpowers like Superman. You can't be on the football team. You're being bullied at school, like, because he's the new guy. And they're the Kents, the family name. So people are like, oh, it's the Kents, treating them nice. So he gets bullied for that. And he's just mad all the time. So he doesn't get his powers till the 3rd season, and they recasted him.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
3rd season? How do you hold on to someone for that? Some of them must have happened.
I think it was the 4th season, actually. Yeah, it was like at the very end, he like sprouted all of his powers. So like the other brother, he was getting powers in like sections. He was like, I can shoot lasers out my eyes. I learned how to breathe cold air. He didn't fly to like the very end.
So for him, he's like, he's building up to it. He's having to like, learn how they channel, and the other one just like comes to him.
Yeah,
he's almost like a virtuoso.
Yeah, exactly. Even when Superman's like, now that you have powers, we can actually start training you. He's like breezing through the exercises. Like he basically, because that was the last season. I believe there was a lot of issues with the show where this season wasn't even going to come out. The other ones had like a lot of episodes, like 18 episodes. This one was 10.
Okay.
So I thought it was good, but it's spoiler alert. The story, it leads up to Superman versus Armageddon or Apocalypse. No. Doomsday. Superman loses, gets his heart ripped out. Lois's human dad gets his heart transplanted into Superman. Nobody knows, but the dad has heart disease. So Superman becomes lessened by it, and then he ends up dying from heart disease. Like he loses all of his powers, and then he dies a human.
So unbeknownst to the father, he had heart disease.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when
that was a really bad idea.
Yeah, it was a really bad idea, but it was like a spur of the moment because Superman had been dead. He had no heart, and they like suspended animated him. And then when they got the heart, they were like, maybe this is the chance, to like bring him back. Lex Luthor in that series, fucking crazy.
Who plays him?
Did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
I know you did. I remember. Because I've seen various Lex Luthors.
He's huge.
Up in my,
He's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk in the Daredevil series. Same actor as the guy from the first Men in Black who got his skin put on the cockroach.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He's in it too?
He's Wilson Fisk in Daredevil.
Okay, that I know. I thought you were saying he was also in, because if he's not Lex Luthor, then
why am I bringing it up?
Yeah.
Wilson Fisk, Lex Luthor. I believe Lex is way way more wealthier
Yeah.
and more intelligent, but
and
they
becomes freaking president of the United States at some point, and becomes kind of a symbol of world peace politically.
Yeah, I mean, he has a suit that basically
he's really
make him Superman.
He's kind of the good guy when you think about everything that he actually does for like the world politically and charities and all this stuff. And
what about the pollution and the death?
Well, they're always, the problem is that he's got this fixation on Superman. So it's like, if you stop doing that, you could actually you could be like better than him, because he can't stop these things.
That was true. Yeah, I mean, I guess he just had it in his head. He's like, I'm not gonna let this guy be better than me.
Yeah.
Like, that dude was destined to be better than you, period. But you were better than almost any human on the planet. I mean, granted, he's done like heinous shit, and that's a big problem too. But no accountability,
none. Oh, this reminds me of a meme that keeps coming up. There's Superman goes absolutely savage once he finds out that you can take one of his punches, and it's true. He's always holding back. He's like, "Oh, you can handle this. Okay, let's do this."
Spider-Man's the same way.
Yes, they are.
They talk about that a lot. They talk about that way too much, honestly.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's like,
but you don't ever see it. Well, you only see it in the comics, and it's only really described in one of them. Fuck.
I think it's the one where he, Aunt May gets killed.
Aunt May dies
by Wilson too.
Yeah, and then he beats. Yes, and he goes into the prison just to beat the living shit out of him.
Yeah. But like, how hard are you holding back? Because when I saw you beat up Thanos, he just took that. Were you holding back then? Because like, when he snapped his fingers, you were gone. So like, did you try as hard as you should?
Like, you're the most athletic. He's honestly should be one of the star players in the Avengers, because he's so like athletic. He's super. He can catch a car.
Yeah, it's because he's a kid in every scenario they present.
Yeah, but that's also one of his glowing traits.
Well, like,
can't take that away from
later.
him.
Yeah, well, I feel like that translates well.
Yeah,
like people who get bullied and go through hardship early, I feel they inevitably come out being the bigger person, trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, because it's the frame that they came with. Yeah. They came from, where not a lot of opportunities given.
Right, and you don't really see Peter Parker personality in Spider-Man. Like, it's kind of like how Superman puts on the glasses and he's Clark Kent, where it's like, can't really say that about Spider-Man, but Peter tries to hide it more, or like hide himself more as Peter than Spider-Man, I feel like. Because even though he's restrained by the outfit and the identity, he's more free as Spider-Man.
As they say, it was never meant for them, the secret identity. It's to protect everyone else. But Superman's is different. Clark Kent is his identity, is his secret identity.
And there's other people that are also in that same boat, where they're like, I am on Earth doing this, but like, I don't hide myself. I project myself as an other identity to have like an alter ego, to assimilate into society.
I like to think of it as like, I pick a trait and then I just embody that, like a characteristics of mine, and just work through that, like funnel it through there.
Yeah, I think that's what it's really all about, is to empathize with the reader.
So I was playing this card game with Kevin. It's called We're Not Really Strangers. It's like a getting to know you kind of card game. Like, it asks really heavy questions. One of them was the card asked him to describe me. And one of the traits he gave me is my ability to like always be genuine, to be always be there, present. There's no, it's never surface level or superficial with me. In that, it got me thinking how often I encounter that in my own life. Superficial bravado. I'm the funny guy and I'm always funny, or I'm always loud and bold. Nothing wrong with that. Those people are always so much fun and they add so much energy. But
I think I meet people that are either not like that, or they're just so done with that action. Like, that takes a lot of energy to fake it till you make it.
I don't even know if they really, because I think it just starts young and then it just works into their everyday how they interact with the world.
Yeah, ego death. Well, you need to understand, like, if that's the case,
it would actually be the opposite of ego death.
Well, I'm saying that what you would need, what I feel like you should do to yourself to, like, get over that. You should try to be yourself, like how you described it. I'm just saying because I think it would do people better. You feel me?
I agree with that, and that's why I am the way I am. But I can't also disagree. Like, there are times where I see someone who's more charismatic than I am, or is just funnier, or just like is just out there more.
Yeah.
Or just putting on this elaborate, maybe not elaborate, but this kind of front. And it's like, I know this is not who you are behind closed doors, but it's a good front.
Yeah. Well, I mean, other than your observation of it and, you understanding it, what's, so sometimes that works. You gotta admit, sometimes, playing into somebody else's hands contributes, to you. And I'm not saying, like, we're all perfect. Sometimes I see an opportunity and I'm like, okay, I know how to navigate a social situation.
Right. Of course you do, man. You're so social.
No, that's the thing. We have a generation of people that are like, they're not keen on some of these cues, and besides your medical diagnosis that prevents you from doing that, but, like, put effort in it. You're interacting with people. That's the whole point of going to school when you're a kid. I realized this last week at work because it was a slower day, and someone was handing out like coloring books, like, people do on their, like, free time, just slack off a little bit. And I was like, we're not, like, she brought something to share. Everyone's having fun. You feel kind of like you're not regressing, but you reminded of some of those lessons. And I was like, this is a good moment. It's a good moment because, people always complain about, like, oh, the kid in me's dead. Like, oh, I haven't felt happiness. Been working, home, slaving around. People don't have hobbies. They drink, they do drugs.
Yeah.
They're not going out. They haven't touched grass.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what are you to do?
I worry about that with my brother, because he's only 19. He says some terrible things about himself, and it's like, dude, you're only 19.
Did you not say horrible things about yourself, or to yourself?
Yes, but with him, it's like, it's a I can't do it. There's a lot of his.
It's not I tried and I failed. It's I just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, and I talked to my mother about it. We've talked about it more than a few times, and we think it all was because of COVID. That isolation, the friends, just his friends' interactions have been reduced to video games and over online, which is he does plenty of. I'm glad he still maintains those relationships. But
that's all he has.
He's not going after it. Like, he was talking about, man, I need to get a tan or just go out walking. I'm like, dude, just go to the park. It's right there. It's 5 minutes.
And here in this area,
go. And this is a safe area to walk in.
But this is something that I have a problem with too. It's you understand a problem, you understand a solution, implement it. You know,
Right.
it's the little step moment where you're doing something new, and you're understanding. You're like, I'm changing the way I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy, and especially when you're young, because you're not really in tune to that. Like you don't have those realizations too much later.
Your brain's not developed yet.
Yeah, your brain's not developed. You're still making those pathways. You still have so much to learn about the world and people and relationships.
I think we focus too much on the early life, like from birth to 50. Yeah. Trying to crunch in 100 years of existing. You're from birth to 25 is the development, right? In general, because everyone's different.
Yes, supposedly. Before you hit 30, your frontal lobe should be completely developed.
Right. So that's 30 years. That's you hear like big execs talk about stuff like that. You know, the rich people, they're like, I spent 25 years doing this. You spent 25 years, so you spent someone's, the day they were born to the day they were 25, you've been spending all that time. You're not going to do that when you're 8 years old. You know, we joke about this a lot. We're like, I should have bought a house when I was in utero.
Yeah.
Why didn't you? First of all, what the fuck? How? That logic doesn't make sense.
Should have invested into this. Should have done that.
Your parents had no idea. Your parents didn't have the internet.
Our parents didn't have to care about. They didn't have investment skills. They didn't have to know about
They
these
didn't
things.
know anything.
I feel like there was way more people who were just like, oh yeah, get married, have kids, die.
Because
work
that's
the same job. For 30,
same
40
job.
years.
You're working the same factory your father worked in. You know, shit like that. Now we're in an era where all that's gone because the rich people just sent it away.
Yeah.
And then to even build something over here, it would just take too much. You'd have to try to hire people at like $30 an hour, and then they're definitely not going to do 8 hours worth of work.
You're actually getting paid shit. But there's ways around that. I know there is because I meet those people all the time. You know who I actually just met the owner for Chumi's, the comic book store right off Nebraska, if you've heard of it. He's actually at my job all the time. Everybody knows him. I was very surprised when I found out like how nerdy he really is. Crazy collections. And I asked him a question of, what were you doing at 28? And he says, I had a kid and I was buying houses. And I was just like, and then he before I said anything, he looked at me like, but don't do that. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, buying a house is terrible right now. It's hard. Do I think that was great advice? No, but it kind of validated this idea that it's just not the same. It is not what the parents grew up in. We don't have any of those same sentiments. I remember getting into an argument about you shouldn't be discussing pay with other people, how much you make ever. And I'm like, fuck that. No, you should create competitions.
It's federally protected to do so.
Yeah, make sure that these guys pay you right, because guess what these guys are gonna do? They're going to lowball you every time.
They're gonna take advantage.
I told my brother this the other day. If he tells you this number, that means he can go higher. That's all that he tells you. Oh, I can pay you $20 an hour. That tells me that he can go. Tell him you want 26. And then you'll find out how, and you just keep playing with there.
Yeah.
They're always going to hit you at the lowest number or close to low.
You know what I don't like?
What?
When you start working at a new job and then it's been like maybe 2 years, you got a couple raises, and then you talk to the new guy and the new guy's getting paid the same thing you're getting paid.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're starting? Yeah. And they have like that glow. And you don't have that glow, obviously.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
It's bullshit. I actually was talking to Manny, and I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. But when my coworker, my counterpart leaves or steps down, they're going to put this other guy named Brad and take her place. He's good. He's definitely ready for it, and he should be paid more for what he's doing now. And what I want to have is I want to go up to him in private and be like, hey, I need you to, when you get this job, ask for $38 or ask for 40.
That'd be nice.
And I want to see if he gets it. And then, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to make more money in this place.
Okay.
Because if he's going to be doing the same job as me, then I want to go up and be like, hey, I want this much. You're paying so-and-so this much. I deserve that much. Because he's not, I just know that's how it's going to go. He's cheap.
Yeah. Speaking of cheap, you heard about the labor force for the agriculture system?
I've seen memes coming up, but I've known it was coming.
Incredible. We're going to deport everybody. Woo! We're going to ask them to come back.
I don't know what's up with that, man.
I saw a TikTok, actually, of a girl going, I got deportated. 2 years later, or 2 days later, I got fake papers and came back. And then she was in the streets again. And I was like, okay.
Hey, even if we need them, god damn it, we've done this for too long now. What, you think Americans are gonna do this shit?
No.
God, dude.
The memes are actually hilarious. AI, like Donald Trump, Musk, and Bezos picking fruit in the field.
Yeah,
no
right?
shirt, sunburned.
Yeah.
I was like, it's too much. The AI is too much. We're using it completely wrong.
Oh yeah, we're doing it. Did you hear about that new commercial? They did a commercial recently, completely in AI.
I feel like the religious ones are like the ones for like Christianity. I've seen a couple of them. I was like, I think those are the ones we saw during the Super Bowl. I was like, no one's gonna mention the AI Christian commercials. Last year was crazy. They had a bunch of them.
Really?
I saw like 6 of them, and they were all for the same. It was just for Christianity site, like the suicide prevention, all that. But like, these are AI videos. Were y'all making that in the back while we were watching the football game?
Right?
Yes,
they were. Because they could pop them out that quickly.
Just a 10 mil.
Look, I love AI. I really do as a tool. I think it's amazing, but it is being used wrong. I actually saw this a bit of an article, or Apple was saying they made a discovery that AI is not actually reasoning. It's just emulating reasoning. It's taking a bunch of information, like from Reddit, articles, Facebook, whatever, you name it. Taking everything it could find and paraphrasing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. That's all it's doing. It's not actually taking information and digesting it.
Yeah, that's how my teachers told me to write my papers, so I just never don't really see a difference.
Well,
that's what they told us to do.
Well, it can't do what we're doing right now, and that's kind of the problem. It can reference.
Is that a problem?
In the idea of what it is, yes, but it's ultimately not a problem.
I'm gonna tell you, certain citizens can't even make a decision on who can run the country. Can't make an informed decision.
I don't think anybody really can.
No, because I'm only using the presidency as an example because, at one point the Spanish community was very empowering towards the president, and then when he got elected, those people left.
Yeah,
people got sent away. Okay, that makes sense, right? Larger audience picked you. You won. Now send them away so they can't oppose you.
Yeah, I guess, but it's kind of weird considering those people were supporting you.
I mean, that's the thing. You do not know what someone's true intentions are going to be. And then when you put them in power, that's when you see what people will do with power when they have power.
Yeah. That will always be the truth. That will always be the case.
Except me, I keep telling everybody, but no one takes me serious. I did say that I was thinking about, I thought about becoming a psychologist, and my supervisor was like, yes, you should do that. So, okay.
Wow.
Let me go dedicate 12 years of my life.
You're just talking to people.
I'll be 41 with a degree starting a practice.
Yeah, good luck with that. It's not that I don't believe in you, I don't even know if that's something you really want to do.
I would just talk to people all day, tell them why they're doing it wrong. And then they would listen to me, though, because I have a doctorate.
Yeah, and you'd be like, well, why do you feel that way?
I know why. No, I think the reason I don't pursue it is because I joked about this, but I told someone that if I were to do it, I would persuade them into not like Charles Manson level, but on some shit like that. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that. But it was not like manipulate them for exploits, but keep track of them. Like, Jerry, I know you're drinking. I know you're drinking. I heard you crying, choking on the bottle. And I have a recording from his phone, that level, which is terrible.
Have you ever been to therapy?
Yes.
How long?
I feel like it was a couple months. I was really young. It was because I accidentally did a bomb scare at my elementary school. I was in second grade.
Dude, how the fuck could you figure that out at second grade?
Spy Kids.
Still.
Yeah, so I thought it was a toy from Spy Kids. They used explosives. I was like, ooh, this looks like that. But it was like a broken digital watch face. So I kept it with me. Teacher never took it. Teacher told me not to say it anymore. I said it again because I'm a little kid. I get suspended. FBI, all sorts of shit. Fire department, police. They try to arrest me. All sorts. Yeah, whole level. So I had to see a therapist.
And you're just like,
no, I did not comprehend what was happening.
Yeah.
I did not comprehend what was happening. That's when I found I had ADHD. So then they prescribed me Adderall. Yeah. So, yeah. Now my liver's shot. I was taking that for a couple years, but I know how to focus now.
That shit's. I actually love Adderall.
I know how to take information and paraphrase it on a piece of paper.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
When are you adding more geometry to the front?
I won't.
Okay.
Keep it that is. Yeah.
I'm gonna paint this side then, right?
No, I'd like it just as it is. Because some of those woods are really expensive.
Okay.
Like the purple ones, those are.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna do the back face, not over the geometry.
I actually did think about doing that, and fuck that. I actually hate painting. I don't like it. I find it to be boring and tedious as hell. I like.
Yeah, I play music.
Well, I like building it.
You like diddling on your keyboard?
No.
No.
What do you think of the chances of him getting free?
50-50.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that bullshit?
Yeah, 50 cent. 50 cent. You heard 50? I need to talk to Trump. Make sure he doesn't pardon this motherfucker. Could you imagine this whole shit? Diddy goes to jail, sentenced to life prison, right? Trump comes in, pardon, all the MAGA people, yeah, playing Diddy music in the background. What's a Diddy song?
I don't know a single Diddy song.
Every step you take.
Oh, he did. I know he did that. But
Yeah.
I never listened to that song. I just know he got sued.
Yeah.
By Sting.
There's a remix that he was on, but that was it that I'm thinking of. You know, he dated Jennifer Lopez and never did a Spanish song. Missed opportunity.
Right?
Yeah, Trump got Spanish people on his side. He couldn't get his.
I feel like the mom knew what was going on, and J-Lo was doing some things with Justin Bieber and other people.
Probably. Yeah. That's probably why
I
Ben
just saw
Affleck divorced her again.
Yeah, I saw a crash out from Justin Bieber recently come up on my feed, where he's like, I'm a man, I'm a father, I have a family, I'm just trying to be a normal guy.
You're not.
He's not.
You're not.
But I did kind of feel him in that moment where it's like, he's really just he's at the beach with his family, he's just trying to do a nice thing with his family, and you can't do that.
Yeah, and apparently he had money issues. That's why he had to sell his catalog. Because he owned all his masters.
Yeah.
And he had to sell it because he was in like deep shit. He had like a medical emergency. He had to cancel his tour. That's the problem. The tour was like a $20 million tour. And like he had to like shovel out to pay for everything because he canceled it.
Oof.
And then he got married, and that wife, she's just, I shit you not, I think she spends maybe like $500K a month.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm a Bieber. That's the thing about when you go for those types of women, attractive and come from money or are used to certain lifestyles.
I just think anybody who gets money turns into that.
Yeah.
Like if you're not aware, you're just gonna keep going.
Well, not everybody. I mean, there are the people who are like us and they get bigger and they may start making more money, and they buy a shit ton of stuff. They still they can live lavish, but they are also cheap as fuck.
No,
like
I would disagree on that.
Like how about that thing where Jay-Z and 50 Cent, whenever the family members ask for money, they're like, "Fuck that! What the fuck?"
Yeah, but how many times had they given people like almost $1 million in increments, whatever increment it was, but
or
like
charities and stuff or just
talk about people, because I feel like the charities, those are tax beneficial, so they'll do that anyway. But like, I could definitely imagine having having that family member call me for like the upteenth time, being like, "Hey man, I'm broke, I need some money," and I'm just like thinking about all those times. Like you can look at your Cash App history, like, where's all that money I gave you? Do you know you could have just been set for life if you just maybe asked for a little bit more the first time?
Or spent it wisely.
Like 50 Cent, we brought him up. I hear this about his son all the time. He's
yes.
He's like, I offered my son basically $1 million, a business that would make $1 million a month. He didn't want that. I was like, how do I contact him? I want $1 million business. I'd do that.
Because the thing, at the end of the day, giving him money isn't going to do anything.
Right, and that was what he's trying to stop. But it's like you're disconnected from your son, and that's all your son wants to do.
You got to teach him how to make money, because one day you won't be here.
That I think that was the whole point.
Yeah.
And he's like, he can't get that through his son's head. And it sucks because you're totally right. Like, in my head, I'm trying to create an environment that when my kids come, they don't have to worry about stuff that I didn't have to worry about, but learn the things that I learned later in life that helped me get to this point. Right? So I would like to do that. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to get it to where it's like when they come up, they'll be ready for whatever that point in time is going to be like, because it's definitely going to be different than here. It's going to be different than tomorrow, and it was different than yesterday. So
they're going to have crazy technology, or maybe they have to deal with robots,
or we got sent back to the dark ages.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Let's not think about that.
Is that a worse scenario?
I mean, well, the implications, how we got there would be worse. I mean, what if it's nuclear war? What if we end up in Fallout?
Yeah. I mean,
fuck.
I'd rather be a shadow than, dealing with the repercussions.
Israel just fucking bombed the fuck out of Iran.
They didn't start anything. I heard an Israeli woman like, we never started anything.
Yeah, and then
Like-
they fucking bombed the fuck. Although, like, I was actually Michael Knowles. No. I think it is Michael Knowles. He's with the Daily Wire. I was watching. He was talking about it, and I actually really liked this. I agreed with his opinion. Iran poses an existential threat to Israel. Like, Iran's whole mantra is like death to Israel in that whole area. Like, so why Israel did it? I think it was fucked. They shouldn't have been the first one to do it. But I also understand, like, if any kind of leg up or any kind of advancement that Iran has, it's in the spirit of putting Israel.
Well, do you
out.
see where since Israel's been like basically taking care of the camps, you know, they're moving over into those.
Let me add this really quick. In this, I am not being pro-Israel in this action, but when I map it out like that, it's like okay, yeah, is their like their natural predator, or enemy, natural enemy, not predator.
I guess. I mean, at this point, we just take each other out. That's all we do.
Yeah.
We eat, sleep, make more, and take more out.
Like, that's why Korea was such a big deal when they got nuclear arms, because their whole mantra has been death to the USA. So you're like, okay, what the fuck? That's kind of nervous, but they haven't done anything. They're not going to, because China's probably like, dumb.
And now kimchi's famous here.
Yeah.
I know plenty of Korean people who are like, I used to get bullied for bringing kimchi to school.
Korean food's popping off here in Tampa, and but in that sense, it's Korea versus the U.S., which is a much more of a dramatic opposition, because we are the USA, one of the main powers of the world. But then you have Israel versus Iran, which is a lot more comparable.
Nah.
In terms of power, yeah.
No, I think Israel's got the stuff that the U.S. like keeps on top shelf.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I just mean in terms of like infrastructure, they wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for the U.S.
Who? Israel?
Yeah.
I mean, but Iran.
And so is
like,
Iran. Too,
yeah.
But that's a different story.
I mean, it's just a setup, man. That's all I can say. You know,
it's so
too convenient.
It's like we sold them, we trained their armies, sold them the weapons, and we also left a shit ton of weapons.
Someone's argument for that was, do you understand the army soldiers' capability of I can't think of the word, booby trapping, like rigging their equipment? I was like, I don't think any of them did that. I think they were all told, pack your shit up, we're leaving. That's what I thought. That's what I feel like they were told. I don't think nobody orchestrated anything to like tamper with all the equipment.
We don't know. We don't actually know.
You see Taliban in the SVUs.
Yeah.
You see them shooting the machine guns with the ammo that we left over there. It's like, what the fuck? And now we get no coverage over there, as no correspondent wants to go over there when there's no military.
Right. We have no relations there now. And they'd hate the leaders that they have. If whoever does do business with us, they hate them. That's why they hate the Saudis so much. Or whatever, I forget they're called. Those princes. Well, anyway.
Call it?
Yeah, it's time.
All right, guys. We'll catch you out on the next episode.
Yeah, thanks for coming to Small Room Thoughts.
Peace out.